Does Grok 3 know everything about computer history? Let's see. Hello, I'm Chris Dennis. I'm a KMP developer. Tech support said they're coming out Tuesday to close that thing up, and we'll be out of that'll be out of our hair. So I was looking at this Grok 3 thing. I'm a subscriber to X, whatever. It's like 15 bucks a month, whatever. So they gave you the release this beta version of Grok 3. It's like, oh, okay, well, maybe it's like knows about a piece of history that I'm very familiar with, and it was the reason I started doing the software development, and it influenced me when I was a little kid. I was like what nine, eight or nine at the time. In '79, yeah, I was about 8 or 9. Okay, so in the late, so I asked it. I was, what was that computer? I can't remember if it was the exact computer because I thought it was a PDP 10 or 11. I don't remember which one. I was like, Boston Children's Museum, late '70s. What computer exhibit did they have? And it says in the late '70s. I'll let it say. I'll let it say in the late '70s. It didn't have a dedicated computer exhibit. It's like what? No, it definitely did. It says during this period, the museum's focused on hand. I'm gonna let it speak because I'm terrible at that.
During this period, the museum focused on hands-on, play-based learning for children, with exhibits like Play Space, introduced in the 1970s for young children, and other interactive displays centered on science, culture, and daily life, such as the Grandparents' House. However, there's no specific record of a computer exhibit at the Boston Children's Museum in that era. You might be thinking of the Computer Museum, which was a separate
No,
entity in Boston and shared a building with the Boston Children's Museum at Museum Wharf starting
no, I wasn't. Was not that one. I was not thinking of that one.
Starting in 1984, slightly later than the late 1970s, the Computer Museum, founded in 1979 as the Digital Computer Museum, had computer-related exhibits, but it wasn't part of the Children's Museum. In the
Right,
late 1970s,
that
it
was
was still in
later.
Marlborough, Massachusetts, and
I
focused
never,
on early computing artifacts, not yet offering the interactive exhibits.
I never wanted. I wanted to see that, but I never got a chance to. So if you had a specific computer, it's like I visited before the computer museum was open. I used a PDP 10 or 11. I played a lunar lander game. They just had little instructions on how to load the thing and play it and exit, and had the whole thing. And it was the only computer that was there, and it was near the helium neon laser exhibit. They had a big, huge neon laser. They had to cool down, and they had a whole theatrics. They got the guy was wearing a laboratory coat and all the whole thing. It was super fun. I was like, as a kid, it was just like, what the hell? Because it was like a real laser that we only heard about in the movies. It was the first time I've ever seen anything like that. It was like '78 or '79. Says, okay, this thanks for the additional details. That really helps narrow things down. So what I'm saying is like these things, these AI agents are bullshit artists because it says here a couple times that no, there's no evidence at all. And it was only me because my point. I will get to my point why I'm bringing this up. Only because I had been there and pulled something out. It was able to find it out. There was a computer center. Oh, in August 1974, featuring a Deck 11. That's right on. It was kid proofed. Yes, it was very stripped down, and it used a line of memory of using a PDP explicit document, and then it was an educational interactive setting in due to its reliability because they could run this thing. It was locked down, and there's no way around it. And the computer center was pushed towards hands-on learning by Michael Spock, who engineered the interactive exhibits. They were amazing. They were actually quite influential in me for however they set those things up with all the tactile, the amount of interaction, the amount of adults being there, just playing roles. It was freaking amazing. They really knew what they're doing, man. I mean, we definitely have lost that because it was not dumbed down at all. They were not dumbing any of this down. It was expect like you will rise up to understand this, and we're not gonna like handhold you. You're gonna have to come do it yourself. So I was like, it was incredible. And then the fact that okay, so I went through that process and I had to bring this thing up for this thing to realize it. So my point is in bringing this thing up was that there's all kinds of hidden stuff behind these things that unless you have expertise and can file through the bullshit with some awareness of the subject matter, these things are gonna just are gonna be continuously bullshit. So I feel bad for people who's taking just the first result. Oh yeah, there's nothing there. Yeah, no, you're an idiot. There's no such thing where it's like, no, I was there. I have details. It's like, oh, it does. Oh, right. No, you're correct. It's like, come on, man. So that's why this vibe coding, this vibe coding trend, we're like, oh, I'm just gonna have the computer do it all for me. It's like, no, man. No, you're asking actually asking to be taken advantage of. All right. that's enough for me right now. My screen's a little low here. All right. Give me a like, subscribe, drop a comment, and I'll talk to you soon.